Just catch people up with these videos in case you don't know what the hell's going on. My name is Simon Miller. I'm that guy that just got onto the ring apron. I'm a professional wrestler. And what I like to do is get footage of my most recent matches and walk you through it and just have a little chat about how my professional wrestling career is going. So to give you some context here before I do get in the ring, and I'll never make it in time, there was a contract signing and the man here, Big Jim Diehard, and as you can tell, he was a pretty big dude. And I never wrestled a guy like this before, but it's why I got such a kick out of it. It was for SWW, Southwest Wrestling, who are just awesome, by the way. I love Southwest Wrestling, so shout out to Pete and all the guys there and Luke and everybody else. They're just awesome. But yeah, so the idea here obviously was he's going to have the power advantage like this. I'm going to try and pick him up. I can't. Boom, he flattens me. And I don't want to get too silly or cliched, but it was a bit like, you know, Hogan versus Earthquake, or, you know, kind of one of those classic matches where you need to keep fighting back like this, but ultimately he's going to have the better of you. Look, boom, big Vader splash, man, I tell you. If you don't think that hurts, you have another thing coming. Now, there are already things that you may have seen, which I will totally agree with. And my punches, for example, still working them on my forearms. I just think I need to get into this idea of being more exaggerated and more over the top. Not that I'm saying professional wrestling is that, although of course at times it is. But they're kind of like rabbit punches, like little flurries. So that's definitely something I want to keep an eye on. And I don't want to get too inside of baseball, but I know some people like that, so I will spoil it a little bit. But you know, I only do it because you're all so nice to me. I die in the cell a little bit, which essentially means I need to fight back more, basically. I need to cover up. I need to make sure I'm not just letting a man kick the absolute crap out of me. Now, obviously, a dude like this could easily kick the crap out of me. But, you know, every time I sort of get hit straight away, and that's it. I'm dead. I've got to stop doing that. Numerous people have told me. But yeah, I enjoyed the challenge. I mean, I've been doing this now. Well, I started training back in 2016, you can believe. But I'm starting doing matches for 2 years. Obviously, we had the injury in the middle, which sucked. I've never really come up against a guy like this. And I'll admit, I was a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive beforehand. I was like, what kind of match are we going to do? Am I going to be able to do it? But yeah, I got a real kick out of it. I don't know what it was. The crowd was great. The venue was great. I've already said how much I enjoyed SWW. But it was just sort of little things like this where, you know, you're trying to take him off your treat. You're trying to chop him down. You're trying to pick him up. And you can't do it because, my back, he weighs too much. Kind of hilariously, the fans thought that was really funny. Not the emotion I was trying to pull out of them. I hope they would join me in my peril. And also stuff like that. Like, I know it's just an elbow drop. And in today's 2020 society, we're used to flips, trips, and dives. But I think you've got to take it in the context that it's presented to you in. It's still a really big dude dropping an elbow onto you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it ain't Candace anymore, Toto, as I've kept saying on What Culture videos. Shout out to everyone that enjoyed I made that mistake. I'm just going to make it a catchphrase. I was enjoying how well I threw myself into that buckle, though. I think it's sometimes important. I will give you a little bit of spoiler here. Unfortunately, it's just what happens with wrestling footage. We don't have the finish. Because, again, this is obviously someone just very kindly filming it on their smartphone for me. But the finish did come when Pete, who you can see on the outside now, grabbed my foot and he held me. And then Jim went to punch me. I ducked. And then, amazingly, I was able to slam him and give him a spear for the win. I quite enjoyed this too. Boom. Big elbow. But, yeah, you're not going to get to see that. I will say my slam could have been better. I don't know whether... I don't know what it was. But yeah, I mean, when I did it, I was like, that wasn't the best slam in the world. It still got a good reaction, which I enjoyed because that's what professional wrestling is. That's kind of another thing I'm starting to learn, is that even if a match doesn't go to plan or you have a moment where you forget something or you're a little bit deer in the headlights, as long as you get the required reaction from the fans or they're invested or they're involved in it, that's sort of 99% of the game. As long as they go away and they popped at the right time using the right verbiage, then I guess you can kind of say you did a good job. I mean, I'm super critical, and I think that's important because I think that's how you grow and how you evolve and how you develop as a performer. Also enjoyed that I got put in a bear hug. I've never been put in a bear hug. Like I said, I've been watching wrestling for a long time. So there are certain maneuvers that... I should have come up with a much better way to try and get out of it by giving these little nigger elbows in the head. But again, I'll learn and I'll continue to go forward. So unfortunately, it is about to cut out. You don't get the finish, but hopefully I explained it to you well enough that you're now wowing at the incredible nature of the ending. But again, shout out to SWW. I hope to be back there soon. And thank you to everyone that supports me and all of that. And I'll have more footage for you as soon as I can.